Yep Sim, and welcome to my new YouTube channel SimsAdore. My name is Bradley and I'm from Belgium, and as you can see, the pictures that just flew by, those are the final results from my build and as well the inspiration I got from the internet. Now the inspiration is a Spanish villa that will be built very soon, and it will be sold for over $8 million. That is just crazy. But you know what? I'm maybe not that rich, but I can live my dreams in The Sims 4. Can see right now I am working on the back of the building because I just really like the back. When I was watching on my inspiration pictures, I just really love the pool area, so that is what I'm working on right now. And the first thing that I think was like fun to do was this part. Now what I was struggling with is because I'm using those shelves, and the shelf would automatically stick to the wall when it would come close, so I removed the wall, kept the windows there, and then I just started making those little, I would not even know how you would call that in English, but it's just, I really like this and I will use it a little bit more later on. But just keep on watching. This is really the fun part. I really love the back of the house, and later on when you see the finalized house, it's just really where I would love to live, or I would really enjoy it as a vacation home. As I keep building now the pool and working on the terrace, and it was so much fun to build the back of this house, and I hope you will enjoy it too. No, I've been playing Sims for more than 10 years right now, and I really started with the franchise and I start loving it even from the Sims 1 up to Sims 4 right now. I know a lot of you might not really enjoy the Sims 4 that much, but I just need to say, like, the graphics are amazing, and I just really do. I really have or had so much fun with Sims 4. And I know we were very limited at the time when it came out, but as you know by now, it developed so well with the pets, with even being a celebrity and being in the film studios. I really enjoy their newest expansion packs coming out, and I'm super excited of what is coming. But I just need to say, like, Sims 4 has really developed very well over the years that we pass now, and even with the build mode, the terrain tool that we're using right now, that we have pools finally, these little things that is just really fun to do. Now, of course, there's a few things that I really do miss that is coming from The Sims 3 and that we don't have anymore in The Sims 4. Is, for example, the paint tool, where we could like choose the color of our furniture, or create our own, and it was just so easy because even now we're very limited to what the creators of The Sims are giving to us. And of course we can download CC, but it's just still unfortunate, even though if you're not a CC fan, that you will not be able to use it or make your own like most beautiful living rooms, kitchens, and just create your own style. Just that is really something that I miss right now, that was coming from The Sims 3. And as well, what I really do miss, and that might sound silly, but it's coloring the ceiling. Like, don't understand why it didn't come yet and why we're not able to do it. But just coloring the ceiling, it will be so much better, because for certain houses it will be so nice to use a wooden ceiling just to make it look older, or maybe when you're working on a cabin in the woods, for example, it will be just so much better than the plain gray ceiling that it is right now. As you can see, I'm working right now on the front of the house, and I had no, at that point I didn't have a picture of the front yet. And so I was just doing something random and I really didn't like it. And so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna look up this villa and see if there's any possibility to find the front and how they did it and find some inspiration for that. And as you can see right now, that is what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to recreate the front of that house in particular with a twist of my own, of course. And I really like it so much better right now. It looks so, well, it looks just better than it was before. I don't know what I was trying there. And then trying to find the right door. Like I said, we're sometimes very limited in what The Sims has to offer to us, but then I finally found something that reaches all the way to the top and matches with the windows that I have. And so like now I started enjoying building the front as well, because I had first no idea how I would try to make this or make it look similar to like the back of the house. But there we are, we're working on a carport right now, and it's just, I really like how modern this is. I would do, or I would like to have the same. So I keep building on the front right now. I'll come back in just a few minutes to tell you a little bit more about this build. Now I'm about to start again with the terrain tool that I never really used before when I was building a house. So for me, I was completely new to this tool that The Sims has recently to offer, or not really recently anymore, but which is newer to the game than any other tool. And it was just so new to me. I never really used it. So for me, trying to figure out how to get straight paths or something really looking nice was kind of hard. And I'm using it later back again to the front of the house. And you will see where I am literally struggling trying to find, like, to make it something really nice for the house. But we will come back to that later once we use the terrain. And well, here I am using it right now again. And I just changed it so many times just because I just didn't know what I really wanted to do. And then I put a tree there, and the tree will be removed eventually because I needed more or less, well, a little bit more space for the front because I'm using rocks to make it look nicer. And I just realized that I couldn't put any, well, I didn't really realize that. I knew that I couldn't put any rocks on the well, the car driveway from the actual game that you can see right in front of the house. So now I took a lot of space in the front of the house, which I will just eventually change. I used a half wall, realizing that I cannot use the half wall because it will not flow with the level of the floor. So then I go back to fences, use the white fence. Didn't like the white fence, so I'm taking that away. Trying to use hedges, and those hedges just were really ugly, so I took that away as well. A white wall, and I just was like, hey, why I'm not using the tint or the brown color from the wood that I'm already using into the house. So that's what I'm doing right now. I colored the half walls in some brownish wooden color, and then I kept the fence as well the same with a little bit of like a white texture in it as well. Now I start realizing that I took too much space at the front of the house to use for the car driver. So I took everything away again, made it a little bit smaller, and then so that I have more space in the front to eventually later on put some vegetation and as well, or some plants and some scrubs, and then as well eventually to put in some rocks to make the house look nicer. So there we are, recreating it again, and as you can see, it just doesn't really look very nice right now, so I'm making it a little bit more straight, more curvy, more like it's gonna be nicer than it actually is right now. And there I finished with the pathway going down. I didn't like the rocks, so then I was using pebbles at the end. And then the front, I used palm trees first, but I'm changing that to a completely different style, because I was more, you know what, we're going to use the palm trees for the pool area because it gives more a tropical feeling when you're swimming in the pool, but the front is going to be the same vegetation like we have in the actual neighborhood, as you can see. So that's what I eventually will do and change. I tried to put some nice plans as well for the car or for the garage, but I didn't like it, so I took it away, and later on I just put some grass on top of it. So there we are. You see now that I'm changing the vegetation, so I'm not using the palm trees, I'm using a completely different style for the front. And that's just how much I like this house, because the front you just feel like it's part of the neighborhood, but then the back you get that nice tropical feeling, as I mentioned earlier. So keep on building and working on the garden or on the landscape. Come back to you back again soon. Now in this part of the video, you start seeing how many times I can change my mind when it comes to landscaping, or even when I'm building. I just really change a lot of times my mind. I just really don't know what I want, or I just don't like it, and we'll keep on changing. And that's how I keep building stuff for a long time. Like for example, this build, it took me more than 5 Sims hours, or actually real hours, to play in order to get this building. So 5 hours in total just by building the outside. Then I didn't even start the interior design yet. So what you will see later on as well, that I take care more of the exterior than I do from the interior. Of course, I still try to do my best. Now, something I would like to mention, and here we go again, is what I mentioned earlier with the Sims 3, this color palette that I really do miss a lot. Because that's when I start furnishing the patio or the terrace outside. I just need to try to figure out how I can make matching furniture that can match with each other, or just like some furniture are really nice but they just don't match with the others, so I keep trying. Then later on I use too much white, so I just like, you know what, we need to have some black and white maybe to keep that modern color all tied together. So that's what I'm doing as well. Later on I just changed the color of the chairs, some more landscaping on the terrace, and I just try to figure out what to do for the rest of the house, because I do feel it it's really empty right now by just having this landscape around the house, by just having the bushes, the scrubs. And so later on I figure out, like, you know what, I'm just gonna try the rocks again, because earlier I tried it and I didn't like it. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe I should just do it. It's very time consuming just putting all the rocks there, but eventually the results are amazing. So I'm happy I did it, and it just makes it look nicer. Now the foundation is white as well, so maybe that's why I didn't like it, but eventually I realized, oh, maybe I can use a darker color, and it just makes the building so much better. So I keep browsing around the house looking for things to do, trying to, well, here it is. Here's where I start doing the rocks, and I just gave it a try. The thing with the rocks is it's so time consuming. You're taking so much time just to place them, raise them, make them bigger, smaller, and just keep placing them. And as well, try to use different rocks every time when you place one, because if you start using the same, you will see that same pattern coming over and over again. So now I'm applying those, add some shrubs to it, and I just keep building, keep adding those rocks, and then eventually the final result, I'm very happy I just did it. It looks so much better than the actual just raising the terrain, and just what really annoyed me as well is that I was not able to paint the brown part of the landscaping, because I just didn't like the color. So I'm just very happy I did the rock formation right now, and it made the house look so much better. And I will probably use it, because what my project is right now, I just took all the houses away, and I'm just gonna recreate all the neighborhoods with new houses, and which I will eventually put on our YouTube channel as well, where you can download the neighborhood with all the new houses. So stick around and look what I am creating for the next houses as well. And I will do more challenges that from rags to riches. I will definitely try to put some videos of that as well, because I'm not only a builder, I am a player. Like, I like playing with the Sims as well, but more of the time I think I will be building than I actually play. But you will see, more videos will come around once I have more time. But I first want to start with a speed build, because I do love building in The Sims. That's most of the time the main reason why I bought it. And when I was a little kid or a teenager, I really wanted to be an architect, but it just never really happened. And so then I will come back to you later, because now we're going to start with the interior of the house. So see you soon. On the living room, and I'm keeping the colors black and white most of the time, with here and there a tint of green from the plants, but I will stick around with this color throughout the whole house just to keep it a little bit modern looking. And then I'm gonna start with the kitchen. I just didn't really know what I wanted because of the chimney that I just placed. It just gave me a little bit of a different idea of what I would like to do. Eventually I just close off that wall, put the windows there, and I'm gonna put an aquarium. So just the idea of like being in the kitchen, cooking, and have a view into the aquarium was my idea of luxury product that I wanted to add through this house. So as you know, you see the object where the pens are hanging on the ceiling. I was just like, that must be not practical. Like every time when you walk into the kitchen, you must hit your head. Do it. Like I never really thought about that, so that I changed as well to put it above the counter. I put a piano, but then I realized it's just really too small because I need to have a dining room as well, or a place where the Sims can sit down and relax and enjoy their meal. So I put this tiny little table, move away the piano, and I still didn't like it. Oh, no way. So, so then I just like, okay, well, I put the luster above the dining room because it's to a floor, like an extra floor above it. And I just didn't like it. So I need a bigger table because it's a big house. A lot of people probably come by, and definitely if you play as a celebrity, you need to welcome your fans or your friends and family, or your entourage, as they as well say. And so I put a bigger table. Then once again, I just realized it's too small. So I'm gonna later on remove everything on the other side, remove all the walls, try to use different colored wallpapers, but at that time, after 5 hours of building the house, my inspiration was, well, I was just trying to figure out like what I really want to do with this house, because I thought I would have more space because it was a big building, but because of all the corners and little rooms, I just needed to change it out. So I keep on going, trying to put a bigger TV. Of course, I thought the TV was too small for a rich house. So there you are. I'm gonna take everything away. I'm gonna move that big wall, so I have more space for the table and the dining room. And even I thought it was much better. But there's also these little corners I need to fill up. And then now you can see the cheats that I am using for the build, because of course I didn't make this building in one time. I did multiple sessions. So every time when I close the game, I need to retype the cheats. I use CC, but only for my Sims. I never really use CC for my buildings, because eventually if I want to put the houses on my gallery, I just don't want to, because they will disappear, because it will notice some CC. Even though if I wouldn't use CC, it would say that there is CC inside, so I don't know why that is. And then as well here, I tried to use like an inner garden that I wanted in the middle of the house, because I did see that in my inspiration picture that they have it as well. And of course, maybe a little bit of palm trees, so it continues when you look from the back of the house, that you will see the palm trees coming out of the roof. So I keep on building. Gonna start with the bedroom. It's, like I said, very simple. I just put a bed, 2 nightstands, a closet, and then in the side windows that you see right now, I'm just gonna put like a little reading corner where the Sims can go, and when they're reading a book. I was trying some shades, but I didn't like those, so then eventually I just used curtains to block off that area. I think it would be nice just when the lights come in and to relax and enjoy your book. Use different kinds of carpets, just didn't know what I liked. And that's how I kept building a little end table. And then of course the bathroom. At the end, I really thought like all the rooms are smaller than I thought they were gonna be, because I thought I was gonna get a bigger bathroom. And of course, that's completely the builder's choice. But I just wanted to have a lot of bedrooms, so that if the Sims is having any kids or teenagers, or so that they can accommodate them. So that's what I'm working on right now. I'm working on a teenager girl room or boys room. It really doesn't matter. But don't forget that, of course, even if you don't like the interior, that's the amazing thing about The Sims, is that you can change it to whatever you like, or even you can take the building from the gallery and then maybe just change the interior completely by just not putting the furniture inside. So you just have the actual build, change the wallpaper however you like. And that's maybe I would like to give you as a little challenge of this video. If you see it and you are going to refurbish or you're gonna change everything on the inside of the house, please do not hesitate to tag me in your building, hashtag SimsAdore, or put me on my Facebook page, which you will find in the description. Add yourself to it, and whatever you change, just show it to me. I would love to see your ideas of how you would create the interior of the building, or maybe make some changes to the exterior. Everything is possible, but if you do so, let me know, or not even let me know, just show it to me. I would love to see it. So now I'm right now working on the gym, because if you would know me, I go to the gym every day, and that's a lie because I'm not. But I just needed to fill it up with some rooms that I would do if I was maybe in such a big house. I would have a gym, but we will not be in it. No, I don't think so. So one thing that I added to is a movie theater. I'm a big movie fanatic. I really do love watching movies on a regular basis. So I added a little movie theater for when friends, or maybe yourself, if you just want to watch a movie by yourself, with some dark lamps in front of the windows. And I really like this movie, this movie, what am I even saying? And some popcorn machine I put on the side with a fridge, because of course you don't want to run all the way up to the kitchen if you want to have a little snack while you're enjoying the movie. So right now we're getting to the end of the building, and I hope you enjoyed it and that you got to know me a little bit. There will be more videos coming, so now I will show you the finalized mansion or house, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye for now, see you later. Now if you like this video on our newest channel, SimsAdore, do not forget to click on the like button or the subscribe button. Arogaba!